Actually was still connected, which means we are live from Indiana. Let's go ahead with the opener right here, which is this one. And
welcome, adventurers and misfits, to a tale as wild as a pack of wolves, as fiery as a dragon's breath, and as unpredictable as a deck of many things. I'm your storyteller, and we've got a party of heroes that's bound to keep you on the edge of your seat. First up, we've got the one, the only, Bitch Slap, the half-orc barbarian who's been raised by wolves and is played by the fearless Katie. She's got a love for nature and a penchant for collecting the most unusual pets you've ever seen. Don't let her rough exterior fool you. She's got a heart as wild as the beasts she calls family. Now enter Jacob as Balar, the Circle of the Moon human druid, also raised by wolves, but a completely different pack, mind you. He's a shape-shifting wonder who's made some rather interesting pacts with ancient entities. Druid by day and a warlock by night, he's a magical enigma that keeps the group guessing. Meet Aram, the unofficial dad of the group, portrayed by Mike. A Remilion Cianode, or Aram for short, is a high elf sorcerer with golden draconic roots. He's got a fiery passion for magic and an even stronger desire to stay alive in this chaotic world. With spells and charisma to spare, he's the spark that keeps the party blazing. But wait, there's more! Cal is playing the ever-charming Genevieve, everyone's favorite half-elf rogue assassin, best friend to Bitslap, and master of memorable phrases such as, "It's not murder unless I say it is," and "It's not stealing if they're dead." Genevieve is a whirlwind of intrigue and danger. Next in our motley crew is Bear, playing Lobolo Tealstring, a half-elf bard of a non-sexual nature who can turn any situation into a delightful tune. Whether he's transforming wounded allies into mighty beasts or making music out of the direst of circumstances, Lobolo knows how to keep the party dancing. Now, and last but not least, we have Pam playing Nina, a tiefling fighter on a quest to find her long-lost cousin Sylvia. Armed with the enigmatic crystal blade of the aboleth, her body now glistens with a thin coat of mucus, and she's even sprouted tentacles from time to time that even Senpai would notice. Nina is a crossbow expert with a mysterious past and a destiny yet to unfold. So, my dear viewers, fasten your seatbelts and prepare for a roller coaster of a journey filled with unexpected twists, bizarre pets, and a sprinkle of tentacled intrigue. Welcome to our realm of chaos, camaraderie, and critical hits, where the only thing you can predict is the unpredictable.
okay, we made it through the introduction, which did include all of the players that ever were, once were, and could be. That being said,
Okay, we made it through the introduction.
there's 4 remaining. Wait, where am I hearing noises from? Okay, cool.
I don't know.
I made the noises go away. Not as good. There we go. That looks good. It still says DMDBI is now live, but it's actually Diggity Dane TTV. Get ready for the new name, new me, new us. We're making it happen, Diggity Dane style now. It's all gonna change. DMDBI is fucking dead, and now it's just Diggity Dane. You guys don't know what Diggity Dane has up his sleeve? Let's look. Not shit. There ain't nothing up there. It's just my arm, you crazy panthers. Let's fucking rock and roll. So we had some shit happen last game, which was a decade a fucking go. In fact, it was so goddamn scary that Lobolo and Genevieve disappeared into the shadows. Were they swallowed by the fucking rays of the dollar store Dane? Maybe my ass, Twisted Taboo. Wait until I electrify your ass on Sunday. No, so, they disappeared into the shadows when the wand-bearing, flying, wizard-type dudes attacked Blacktome Keep. All kinds of shit hit the fan. The coast itself was fractured and is falling off as if the Antarctic coast just melted and all the water rose. Just like it's probably going to happen in the next few years, if all the naysayers say as such, who knows. But anyway, so here we are. We're back at it. We're having a good time. We missed Thanksgiving time's over. It's moving into the Christmas season, and we have 4 men left standing, and a evil nemesis back at Jubilee who we think has a crone in his employ. But yeah, hey guys.
Hey.
Hello.
So, welcome to Diggity Dane TTV, where we're going to have a little fun. If you guys want to maybe discuss anything that's on your mind real quick, I'd love to hear from all of you. All right, great job, guys. So we'll go ahead and pick it up. You guys are so chatty.
Gonna say, I
Where did
I don't know what
we left off. Mike, you had picked up the wand.
Yep.
2 of the 3 things had gone back through the portal. We killed one of them, and then there was a 4th creature on the other side, if I remember correctly. And then hadn't Zenevie like hunter marked it and was like, "Oh shit, it's over there," referring to Jubilee, if I remember correctly.
Correct. Yeah, no, so that is correct. You guys he wanted to see kind of where it's coming from, so he like looked and did the search on kind of where it was, and you got the overwhelming sense that it came from the general direction and distance that Jubilee would be. Indeed. And then I think you guys are going to discuss kind of like what your plans were from here as the city erupts into chaos around you. I mean, Blacktome Keep is falling apart. I mean, half plus of it has been at this point is starting to like fall and separate into the sea. Citizens are screaming and yelling for help and falling into the crevice of earth that is open before them. Houses and buildings and things are toppling and falling and crumbling. Like imagine like a giant earthquake has now hit the coast and has just fractured and shattered the landscape, and the chaos that ensues from that. And you guys are like essentially slap dab in the middle of it.
Looks like we're right on the edge of it.
I hear Summerside's lovely this time of year, guys.
Should we move to Summerside?
I mean, I don't feel like falling down a giant pit and...
Well, actually, before chaos ensued, the intended game plan was to get everybody to Summerside.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where the nomenclature was that we wanted to go check on your stomach about.
Yeah, I also need a month's worth of record to give to them. So we weren't in any particular rush. Just so I had more information upon arrival. But yeah, we can go have them double check the stitching and
well, I'm just trying to make sure that you don't turn into a mind player or some crazy shit like that before while we're in the middle of fighting the Lich that we apparently need to go deal with, who keeps fucking with us.
Mm. Well, either way, I think Summerside sounds lovely right now. Jubilee didn't work out. Blacktome Keep ain't working out.
Aww.
Maybe Summerside will be all right.
Maybe.
As I'm just like... Well, no, I'm not in the house, so never mind. I was going to say, as I'm like shoveling deer jerky into the bag to leave with, but I'm not in the house right now, so...
Yeah, I like that your guys' house is like is right there,
Yeah.
Like right on the edge. The last standing place. The bastion of hope and strength. Labolo's home of shenanigans.
Yeah, so I mean at this point my recommendations are we make sure you're fit for battle and we go hunt down this Lich get it done and over with once and for all.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go load up on deer jerky, and we can be away. And I'll skip back to the house. Like straight yellow brick road skip.
I didn't leave anything behind, but I'll follow him to the house
Okay, so
so that we're all. Yeah,
Together.
so that way we're all together. Yeah.
Together forever.
Okay, so you guys go back to the house, gather your things, and prepare yourselves with deer jerky and pure chaos, jumping over crevices on the way. I don't know. I mean, maybe flying a little bit if need be. But you guys get back to your shenanigans. You're planning on traveling there, or are you trying to use your teleportation circle, or what's your plan?
Teleportation circle. We're going straight there right now.
Okay, so the chaos ensuing and the people of Blacktome Keep that you guys have grown to love and care for, fuck them.
I don't know about
No.
love and care for. There's like one person in the city we actually spent any reasonable amount of time with.
And it's
And
not Franz.
She hangs out with dead people all day, so.
Morticia. There's also the caretaker at the spa you guys grew fond of.
Yeah. Well, no, it's
No,
it's,
she.
I mean,
Oh yeah. Well. Yeah.
for Aram, it's not a matter of whether I care about these people or not. It's about the Lich. I'm pretty positive the Lich is the one who's causing all this trouble, and if we don't get rid of him, he's going to keep doing this.
And the
So
spa caretaker, that was Nina's cousin's person.
That's true. No, that was Rico's daughter.
Rico's
Yeah.
daughter. Mm-hmm.
He was the owner
Or no,
of.
The
It was-
chef.
I thought it was her. Zenevieve was really close with the spa chick.
Yeah, that was Sylvia.
Sylvia got close with the spa chick, but the spa chick did not go with Sylvia. Rico's daughter got recruited by Sylvia.
I know that. I'm just saying the
Yeah.
spa chick was really close with Sylvia, and by extension offered us courtesy, but none of us were really close to her. So
No, that's true. I mean, I think
Okay,
that
let's go.
Bitslap liked the braids at one point, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
no worries. I mean,
one last thing before we leave, I am going to run over to the giant tree and grab a sprig off of it.
Okay.
Because I just feel like sometime in the
alive.
future, there's some wizard who is going to need to run into this massive tree that says "fuck Willie" on it.
Poor Willie. It's such a bad rap in Legends and all. I appreciate that though, because he does need fucked for sure. Okay, so that sounds good. You guys gather your accoutrements, etc., and Aram draws a little golden circle on the ground, and you guys step in, and you are transported to Summerside. Any particular? Let's see. So it'd be into the Nomenclature Institute, the Summerside, where the Summerside teleportation circle is.
There you go.
So that's actually straight away to the Summerside and the Nomenclature Institute, which is a super good time for everyone. So let's do that. All right, so you guys arrive at Summerside pretty quickly, pretty easily. The news of the coast has not yet hit the Summerside residents, Summersidians.
Yeah.
Summersidians sounds right.
Summersidians. What? So, because you could be like an Indianian or like a Michiganian.
I like the Summerside.
I thought if you were from Indiana, it was an Indianite.
Ooh, that's only in the evening though. I think for Summerside we could go summon Summersiders.
Summersiders, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So,
But
but yeah,
probably just start calling them dead at this point.
oh, well, that's Blacktumians, right? Blacktumanians.
Yeah, Blacktumians. Sorry,
Black
I
to
get
mediums.
those two cities mixed up all the time.
Blacktomers, the dead. Black Tome dead, the
Yeah.
Death Tomers.
Now we understand why they called it Blacktome Keep, because that's where all the dead people are kept, in the tome.
I may or may not have known that the coast was fucked since day one, at least around there, just because, it's not on the map 800 years in the future for a reason. All right, cool beans. So you guys make it to the Nomenclature Institute. The portal zaps you guys all. You guys rematerialize inside the study of a very startled young dwarf scholar. He's sitting with a large pint of red ale in front of him. He has a short, if full, beard and a nice head of hair. He stands abruptly from his desk when you enter through the teleportation circle, not 20 feet from his desk. He stands up, and you would think he would reach for something to save his life, but instead he grabs his large brew and pulls it to his face and just slams some of it in excitement, steps back and has a wand out, and he's like, "Who are you? And what have you come here for?" If you don't speak Dwarven, he said it in Dwarven, reverting to his native language in his shock. Do any of you speak Dwarven?
Checking now.
Not me.
Not me.
Ingarasa hura kuntan shuruf. He says,
No.
and then he shakes it off and says, "What the fuck? How did you get the teleportation circle for the Institute? Who are you?"
I'm Aram. Guess up. I need to see your
The Lich
Higher-
Doctor?
yeah, the Lich Doctor. I need to see your top healers.
This is a place of learning. This is not a hospital. What do you mean?
Okay, well,
Like,
whoever learned about healing is who we
Yep.
need to see.
Yep.
I see. I'm still a little in shock here. I tried to have my mid-morning drink, and you just come in and shock a young dwarf to death nearly. Obviously, one of you, at least, is an accomplished magic user, and you are, of course, welcome here to study and learn. And I'm curious, what do you need healers for? You all look mostly healthy, even though that one does seem to have a strange layer of... Is that mucus? What is the demon woman? What is going on with you?
Hi, yes, Mucus. I'm Nina. How are you? Sorry to interrupt your morning drink. He's in worse condition than mine. Pointing at Malar. We need a healer ASAP. Thank you for the compliments, though. Thank
Demon
you.
child, I'm relatively certain you're held together by putty. Like, there's literally spaces that I can see through you. He's in worse condition than you, and he seems a little flabbergasted.
Pushing out demon placenta from this incision wound, and I hold it up for like 3 weeks now. It's a little rough.
He does like a tip-tappy circle with his beer, sloshing it all around without it actually leaving the cup. Like he sloshes it, but expertly he saves all of the brew. And then he does a full circle in complete and total excitement. "This is fantastic!" And he pounds some over his beer, and he puts it down. He grabs a sheet of paper that has writing all over one side of it. He flips it over, and he starts taking diligent notes in Dwarven. And he comes over, and he doesn't have to squat much because you're taller than he is, but he leans in a little bit. He says, he just pokes it with the pen, and it hurts like fucking hell. And you're what demon placenta, you say? What is this travesty, this marvel of weirdness?
So hear me out. I died.
Oh, Lord.
I ran into this little dude who wanted out.
What had happened was...
We lost Mike.
We lost Mike.
I'm waiting.
He's
Who
sheltered.
wanted out of wherever he was. He's back. I brought him back because my friends were dying, and I needed to get back to help them. Cut him out of my gut, and then poof, he was there. I'll introduce you to him in a minute. We'll get to that. But then I just this black ichor kept going, so I spent a week, purging it, trying to keep the wound as clean as possible, and then that wasn't working. We were on our way to Jubilee at the time, so I stopped into the temple there. I don't remember which temple, but they put in this cube
Oh,
and told
Perego.
me to keep a journal and then show up here when the journal is full. Well, the journal's not full, but we were hoping you guys are a little more practiced and can do something a little more proficient towards the healing. So yeah, here I am. But the little demon thing, he's inside of her chest cavity. Those are
Wow.
actually his wings coming out of her back right now.
How long do I have to study such marvels? This is incredible! And I assume these are just your escorts, since you're such marvelous pieces of pure study-worthy material. A mucus held together demon and a human full of demon babies with a black belly and I don't understand, but I can't wait to learn more! Oh, Jesus!
I'll tell you what, I can't guarantee that we're gonna stick around too long, but if you can get me back to fighting weight, expeditiously, quickly, I will provide you and only you with my journal that I'm keeping for recovery, and give you sole access to the process.
Oh, that sounds just fine as it can be. I can see that being valuable information and something I could study for some time. However, I fear I may need more than just a journal. Do you let me study? Let me. I have a few friends to call for sure. I'll call upon for sure. I will bring them here. Do not leave this room, for you being here is most strange indeed.
Bring some lich experts too. We kind of have an issue going on with one of those right now.
Oh, you four are indeed entertaining, interesting. The like scholars will be jealous of this day for all time. And as he's talking, Zarlafinkel starts to press and prod against the flesh membrane or the mucus membrane that holds your chest cavity together, and he starts to like stick his fingers out your chest and like pull like a side. No one speaks about Zarlafinkel without his knowledge! And he puts his little stupid head through your chest, and you're now standing there, and he's got his little head sticking out. His ears flop out kind of crazy, and he's like, "It's me! They're talking about me, you fucking dwarf! It's me! I've returned!"
No touchy. Stop it. You. Shut up.
Now, the stupid mucus membrane's harder to leave than I thought it would be. I fucking crapped again! Like bubbles from your chest as he like sucked back into you.
Push it.
Aram's going to nonchalantly walk over to some random chair, sit down, and just use his prestidigitation and just play with some sparkly orbs.
A little prestidigitation, juggling orbs.
Just like, with my one hand, couple little orbs, whatever.
He gets like the Chinese balls. He's like just rolling around. Like, let me just play with these like little Chinese fake balls for a little bit. What's Bitch Slap doing through all this?
When she sees him go sit down, she nods her head and sits on the floor next to him and pets Larry. Little Larry.
Oh yeah, the dog definitely came. Had to have Larry come. Four-legged Larry, they call him now. It's not so strange typically, but it is today. He's loving this. He's wagging his tail. Like every time you give him the goodest boy scratches, his butt kind of does the little hop back towards you, and everything. And like he's looking better. Like the fact that he's now had like 50 pounds of deer jerky, he's actually not looking like he's about to die and fall over from sheer hunger. And everything's looking better about it. It's only been a day or two, but
I'm gonna sit down right where I'm at, but I'm gonna use my telekinesis to bring that dwarf's mug over to me, and I'm gonna down the rest of what was in there. I'm thirsty.
You're gonna drink the rest of his beer? He never let it go.
Okay, so I'll fucking snatch it out of his hand then.
Oh God. Okay. I suppose that's probably athletics, right? Like, you try to take a dwarf's beer. That's fighting words. So let's at least go athletics.
I don't give a fuck.
Contestified.
Can I do
15?
Yeah, 10. You beat him. So you snatch the remaining swill from the bottle of his red beer from his hand, or ale, and you pound it.
Yeah, I just pound it and then let out a burp and go, how about we hurry the process up here?
Okay, so he looks a little put aback that you would ever take a drink from him, but then he realizes that he probably would have done the same thing if he was thirsty. He stumps back over to behind his desk, grabs a drink, and fills it from a keg that's basically his drawer. And he just like fills a new one up, and he says, "If you want some beer, ask. I got plenty. I just I gotta have my daily input, or I get a little cranky." But stay here. If you want something to read about the liches, that wall over there has some interesting things about the undead, and he points to a bookshelf with like 30 or 40 books on it. 2 or 3, he says, are like relevant for any kind of undead or lich stuff. Maybe like it's loose knowledge over there. You might find something of worth. But let me go grab a friend or two of mine and see if they have any insight into your situation. But don't touch anything else. And he looks directly at you after stealing his beer. He looks right at you, Ballard. Don't touch anything fucking else.
I'm gonna pay attention and listen for him coming back. And when he comes back, I'm gonna lay on the ground and have my head underneath the cask of ale and just be drinking, letting it pour straight into my mouth. But I'm gonna wait until he comes back to do it just as he's entering, so he can see.
So
me.
you're gonna go. Hang on. You're gonna go over to the drawer and just like, what's it called? Snooch in the booch. What's it called?
No, like in Oktoberfest where they do the pour off the ladder. It's gonna be like that. I'm just gonna be laying on the ground with the spigot right above my mouth. But I'm gonna wait until right before he comes back in the room to start doing that.
Okay, you're gonna give him a little time. You're not gonna get hammered. You're just gonna wait until he's around. Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna push buttons is what I'm gonna do because I'm pissy.
You're like super mad about it. That's so funny. Okay. About 10 minutes goes by, and he comes in with a kind of severe-looking elf with dark, slick-back hair. Looks Aram to you, he looks to be in his early 200s or 300s, maybe late 200s, early 300 years old. Definitely a full-grown elf. Very severe-looking, very like tight, narrow features. Dark eyes and dark hair for an elf. At least the ones you've seen. But he comes in and he looks around at a lot of you unamused, and he seems semi-annoyed in general with this dwarf. He doesn't seem to really care for the dwarf all too that much. But he puts up with him, and he comes in and he stands and he looks at you a lot, and he all but taps his toes, like his foot, as he like looks at you a lot with his arms crossed across his chest. He says, he just looks at the dwarf, and the dwarf starts sputtering and saying, see, look, they appeared. These 4 here came through my circle in my room here that I've been working on. There's no reason anyone should know it. That's not even normal knowledge. It's not even been passed around. And here they are. And look, mucus. She's covered in it. Her whole body's covered in it. There's a little guy inside her, and that guy's got a whole belly. Boys can't be pregnant. Not humans, he says it again. And he's like excited. He points at you and pokes you with his quill again. As you're drinking, he doesn't even seem to care. He's like, look, he's very thirsty. Humans can't drink that much, and look at him go. The elf just looks at him disdainfully, shakes his head a little bit, says, so, what is going on here? Why have you come to seek healing in this place of learning? You seek for healers, but the Temple District has most healing knowledge. This is a place of arcane sorceries. There are, of course, arcane things going on here, so perhaps we could be of help, but you didn't come announced. You just show up and expect everything to stop for you. This dwarf has studying to do. His enchantments is his specialty, or he claims it is.
The fate of the world is at stake here.
Not everything revolves around you, high elf.
No, we have a lich on our heels.
The many times I've heard that in the last couple 100 years, you'd think everybody had a lich on their heels. Are you sure it's not just some undead fuck who decided to be undead?
I'll pull out the lich's books, the Draco Lich head, and
just starts dumping out your bag of holding on the ground, like the
two
head rolls out.
The red and green gem ring, the robes. I think that's all I had from the lich, and I'll dump it on the ground and be like, "That's what we have left from him."
I'll tell you what. You I'm sure you have a scrying orb around here, right? A place like this, I'm sure you got one, or you can get your hands on one.
Of course.
Okay, then find yourself a scrying orb and check in on Blackstone Keep. You'll find that half of the city is missing right now because of said lich. You really want to, go verify for yourself and then come back and talk to us. But in the meantime, if the longer it takes for you to help him get healthy enough to take on that lich so we can make him go away, he's a threat to this whole entire world.
And I'm pretty sure one of these items, at least one, is a phylactery, so time might be of the essence here.
Very well, very well. I will go and I will see what I can figure out. But stay here and just stay out from underfoot. Don't you go anywhere. He looks directly at Nina. Don't slime all over the place. It's uncouth. It's disgusting. It's honestly, Ugh, I don't even want to look at you, or the black mass that's your belly. Both, just wait here. And he stammers a bit and kind of struts out as if it's his job to have the biggest stick on the planet stuck up his ass.
Telepathically to Nina and be like, you totally got to start snailing around the room right now.
And Nina knows exactly what she's gonna do. She's gonna start like
touching stuff.
Just leaving the most unpatterned trail of slime everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, the dwarf kind
Exactly
of
what
notices
he's doing.
this is happening, and he like slaps his leg. He kind of chuckles a bit. He starts chuckles. He says, "I never did like that guy. He's had it out for me. I'm the youngest member of the council here at the college that kind of makes and dictates the different training regimes and things, and he just doesn't see much use for the dwarven enchantments, as he would say. But yes, of course we should figure something out here for you. Tell me more about this creature inside her that you made a deal with, or whatever you were saying about it bringing the black belly to you."
He smells of peppermint. He goes by Zarlafinkel or Georgie. Take your pick. He likes to eat dead people.
He likes to eat dead people. He's like repeating everything just kind of quietly, like every time you say, he's like kind of like racking his brain and says some things.
And he won't shut up. Like, I, as a druid, can't, silence people. I've never wanted to be a bard more in my life.
And Nina, as you're snailing around the room, you hear Zarlafinkel in you. "Fucking mucus! I am trapped again! Why? It's not dark. I can smell food. Everything should be better, but no. I pick a new friend. I learn her name, and now I'm trapped again!" And he seems like he's a little pissed off. Like maybe the mucus has not been as friendly for him to hang out in as he thought it would be.
Sounds like we might have a Venus flytrap situation going on over there. I like it.
Yeah.
Man, he opened her up.
Absorb him. Take his power.
Your soul is mine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, but anyway, after you start saying stuff, he's intentionally listening to you, and like you could tell he's racking his brain. And after you finish saying all the things, he like starts to rush over, beer still in hand, and he like slips in the mucus a little bit. But he gets over to the bookshelf where Aram is diligently trying to find the maybe 2 or 3 tomes that say anything about the undead. And he reaches, he gets there, he looks for like 5-6 seconds, and then he just grabs one down, and it's like just a thin black book, and he flips it open and is looking through it. Bitch Slap's the only one who could really see over where he is, as Aram's kind of facing the shelf, and you like Bitch Slap, you watch him go, and you can see over his shoulder to see the book. But give me a perception check to see how much of what he looks at you see real quick.
Boom. 24.
That's pretty good. What he opens up appears to have like a bunch of sprites in it. You see like small winged creatures, different fanged winged creatures, different colored fairies and sprites, different little horned guys, little goblin looking dudes that like look like Zarlafinkel in it. And he flips through a while, and he eventually stops on one, and he reads it for a minute, and he kind of goes like a little whiter. His face goes like the color from his face kind of leaves out, and he looks back at Balar. He looks over to Nina, and he's like, "Tell me that you didn't tell this creature your name."
I didn't. She did.
Oh. Okay, that could complicate things. And it sounds like I'm right here, but if what I'm reading is true, you've released sort of an elder Fey King who was basically trapped between planes of existence in a plane that is nothing and everything all at once. And this was a few thousand years ago, but we weren't sure if it worked when they did it. If it's him, he could potentially be a pretty powerful ally or foe, depending on which side of things he feels like being on, as he's rather hit or miss on whose team he's actually on. He mostly just does what he wants for himself. From all recollections I'm getting here, and he kind of hands the book over to Aram, who's standing next to him, looking at the book. Says, "You see," and he points, and there's a picture of Zarlafinkel, really pretty accurate picture of him, and he's got these giant wings like Pam has. He's got, but he has 3 heads, and he has 2 tails, and his heads are all very similar. He's got fangs, and he looks to be about 10 feet tall.
Well, I mean, it looks like him, but he is definitely not all that.
Right. No, I think maybe when you brought him back with you, the manner in which you did so wasn't as bad as it could have been, because he is trapped again, and you say you didn't tell him your name, but then she did, so perhaps his power is split or fettered in some way. Is the mucus of his making?
No, that has to do with an outside.
She woke up with
source.
some sword in her hand, and it just started happening. Well, she died too, and the mucus put her back together.
Incredible.
Yeah, just some random sword. I don't know. What did you call it, Nina? Just like the Crimson Tide or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, she died too. Like just casually. She was dead as well.
We die a lot. Okay.
This one time when we were all dead, and then somehow we woke up and we all had mutations. Not sure what's going on.
Yep.
Our whole legacy is death. Okay, I died within like a day of meeting this bunch.
Interesting. Now that you say that, a few of you do look sort of familiar.
Now back to
been here before?
I've been here before, actually. Yes. In search of knowledge, actually.
I think I came with 2, but we didn't make it past the front gate.
I made it. I made it in. I was in here. I got information.
I know I came with you once. That was fucking forever ago. So
yeah, but back to the part of the conversation where you were saying you didn't give him your name, did you? Right?
Yeah.
If memory serves me correctly, he mentioned something about he's very persistent about wanting to know our names. I mentioned something about a connection once he knows it.
I mean, he kind of connected to Nino's spinal cord, so
I mean, I'm just giving
tieflings have spines. Is that
giving the dwarf
unless they're spineless?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm just giving the dwarf the information in case it wasn't notated in the books, or if there is something in the books that have anything to do with.
At this point, Nina seems fine. I'm more worried about this fucking cube the clerics put in my gut.
Well, there's somebody coming to help you with that, right?
The alpha's gonna potentially come back. So wait, there's a cube in there now? The black ichor, the demon babies that popped out of your stomach. What's this cube?
And then I went to the clerics. Who were they? Paylor
clerics? No, Paylor doesn't necessarily exist. Perego.
Earned
to the dwarves
in Jubilee, and me, Jacob, can't remember. But me, Balar.
You, Jacob, meet Jane.
Me, Balar, this only being like 3 days ago, would remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
And explain it to the dwarf.
It's been like 6 weeks for the rest of us, so I get it. Okay, yeah.
And I'm gonna put another leaf in my lip. Painkiller.
Painkiller, Icarus root. Got it. Addiction is real.
It's not addiction, it's pain management. Don't do drugs, kids.
I was just about to say don't do drugs, kids! Semi almost jinx. All right, so very cool. He's very interested in this Rubik's Cube. He says, like, are you tied to it? Would you be opposed to me taking that out and studying it?
As I look through stuff, Garland Rowe is who I'm supposed to talk to about the cube and the gut.
Garland
Apparently-
Rowe. Interesting. It's interesting that you would be sent here to speak to him. I know him, but he's just a young novice. Novice. He's no one. I mean, he's definitely been here. I mean, a few years, but
Well, with you being part of the council, that's great. With him being a novice, you could send for him, and he has to come immediately.
no,
You have to play the political game. You are the political game.
I'm happy to get him. When you mention him by name, I'd be happy to get him.
That's who I was told to talk to. So
I do wish that you would have mentioned him earlier. I would have just skipped the elf, as him and I aren't really.
I'm in excruciating amounts of pain, and I'm a little high right now. Memories, a little foggy.
Ah, you know what they say in Corsoth, where I'm from. If you're in pain, the only remedy is a stronger drink. So here, try this. And he reaches into his drawer above the keg drawer, and he pulls out a steel-colored bottle, about yay big, and he unstoppers the top, and he hands it over to you, and the smell of strong dwarven spirits wafts out of it.
I'm gonna take it from him and telepathically to Aram. If I wake up and my pants are on backwards, I'm gonna blame you, and I'm just gonna chug it.
Wait, not all of it. And he's jumping. He's 3.5 feet, and you're not. And he's jumping to try to. We need some of that before you drink it all. It's the last one I have.
Okay, I won't drink all of it, but I take a really healthy chug.
A nice long pull. Okay, Greenie's doing the cheers in the chat. Hey, Smacky, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. So you give it back to him, and it's about half gone, and I need a Constitution save real quick,
I was
too.
just going for it.
Okay, because it's no joke.
I knew where that was going. 18.
Okay, I mean, you're tipsy. You're not hammered. You're not falling over drunk. I got booted out of a Dungeons and Dragons game for my 14-year-old rogue human fighter mixed getting drunk. He's 14, and they give him spirits, and he's like, "Oh, you rolled a 10 or something. You're hammered. You're falling off your horse drunk." I'm like, "Okay, well, I slapped the guard's ass." He's like, "You wouldn't do that." It's like, "The fuck, I wouldn't. She's hot, and I'm fucking 14 and hammered. What do you mean?" And then so I don't know. It got to be a whole thing. So don't drink and drive as a 14-year-old. What's a Knight's Tale type player character. Anyhow,
don't drink and ride.
Drink and ride. Things aside, he actually takes it. He says, "Here, sit." And he sits you down, and you sit down, and unbeknownst to you, you sit in some slime. Whatever, no big deal. To this point, she's zigzag slime most of the room. The meanie with the big old greenie inside her. And he says, lay back, and he dumps some of this basically jet fuel on the wound, and it stings, and it hurts, and it sizzles like hydrogen peroxide sizzles times 4. And I need you to go ahead and roll another Constitution saving throw and just not pass out, because it's.
There's also a bear. I'm gonna let out a bear roar on that one too.
10. So Ballars gets this liquid, this clear jet fuel liquid dumped on his black jagged sore on his stomach that has the rolling Rubik's Cube of trying to heal you from the inside out going on, as you can see it pulsate beneath and try to heal it from inside. And he just fucking passes out in the mucus on the floor. He starts convulsing. But the blackness starts to change to a lighter gray, and eventually it goes white. So it does seem to have maybe detoxed the outside a little bit with this super potent dwarven jet-fueled spirits.
That or it just killed all my healing skin and it's just gonna be a dead scar.
Anything's possible, but just as Balar passes out, Aram, you come across a tome that appears to be bound in some kind of flesh that you get a kind of cold feeling from as you run your fingers across the spines of the books. Are you going to pull it off the shelf?
For sure.
Awesome. Can you just go ahead and roll me a real quick Constitution save as well?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Bitch slaps over here just chilling. She's like, okay, well, me and my dog. It's in her lap, jumping, licking her
watching
chin.
Nina snail around.
Licking her fin, licking her face. Nina's over
18.
here rolling. Okay, so You hear the whispers of the dead all at once start screaming like help us or free us or let us out or do something, we're trapped in here, please help us. And your fortitude alone is enough to keep you from succumbing to their wants and needs, and you can tell that this is actually wrapped in the flesh of many humans and other humanoid creatures, and the pages themselves are actually also flesh. It wasn't locked or anything, but you passed the Constitution save. You're able to crack it open. Yeah, and so you crack it open, and inside there's it's just tons of arcane necrotic spells. The preface is written by the necromancer in question himself. It's actually looks to be one of his lost tomes of necrotic spells, necromantic spells. Yes.
Can I slip that into my bag? With trying not to let the dwarf who's busy with Balar notice?
Yeah. You definitely can. Be stealth check.
Sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand. I'm fine with that. Acceptable.
It's not the greatest.
How'd you do? 7?
7.
Yeah, he definitely. He's over here poking and prodding at Balar, who's on the ground. He's like peeling the flesh up back a little bit and sprinkling just whatever remains of this substance on it. And he's like poking at the rolling Rubik's cube, and he says, "Elf, I said look, not take."
Huh? What?
I said look, not take. That book is not meant to leave the library.
Yeah, but something tells me this doesn't belong here.
It doesn't belong anywhere. It should be destroyed, but we're not wanting to destroy knowledge here. If that was to get into the wrong hands outside of here, whether those are your hands or someone else's, it could be catastrophic for the rest of the world. What are you thinking?
Well, just as you mentioned, a book like this needs to be destroyed.
Okay, so putting it in your pouch is not destroying it.
Well, I know that it requires a altar, and you don't have the altar here that needs to, in order to destroy it.
It appears like your human has passed out from the pain. Let's talk about this lich. Tell me what you know of him. How did you come across him? And let me see that fucking book, thief.
Well, he was imprisoned in.
Oh, I lost everyone. Hold on. Everyone literally just disappeared somehow. Meh. It's real super lame. You guys have way more of this happen than the Sunday team. I don't know what it is. There's Bam. Hang on, Mike. There's Mike. Say something, Mike. Diggity Dane, you got it. Katie, are you there?
I'm here.
Mike?
I'm here, but...
Okay, I got everybody back. Okay. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know why you guys disappear on there. It's so weird. I'll just play everyone myself. Thank you, Twisted Taboo. Midwest, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Yeah, no, absolutely. So he said, do you give him the book?
I'm gonna hold on to it, but I'm gonna not put it in the bag.
Okay, so you're not gonna give it to him either as he reached up for it.
Yeah, as we're discussing this, because I'm hesitant because okay, so here's the thing. I know who wrote this book.
Mm-hmm. It's the
lich. It's the lich in question.
Okay, that's why I called him too.
Yes, it's the lich in question. So I'm about 99% sure that this particular book, is one of his phylacteries. And I understand this is a place of knowledge. I surely hope that you are able to copy the information out of it, but it's got to go. And I'm waving it while I'm saying this stuff.
So you think that this is... You think that this is one of his phylacteries?
Yes.
Fascinating. This does merit more study, indeed. Quite the enchantment it would take to make a book such as this a phylactery. I would be very interested in not only learning of its secrets, but also of destroying it with you. I can help you in this endeavor.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Hold on. I'll walk over to Ballard's bag because he's still passed out, right?
100% passed out still.
I am straight going into Ballard's bag and looking for the journal.
You don't need to. I pulled all the Lich stuff out. It's sitting on.
He did. He pulled the
everything Lich
dragon
related is sitting on his desk right now. To include the big stack of books.
I will sort through it and find the notebook and go. Okay. This is the information that you want on.
Filthy, what's up? Thanks for stopping by.
This is the information that you're looking to find. This is the notebook of the Lich who created said phylactery.
Ah, yes. Lich in question. It says right here, Lich in question. Indeed. How did he become to be... if I remember, and history was not my strongest suit, but I have a fair memory for these things. How did he come to play into your life? So how did you... If he was... It seems just such as this very... Is your group just... typically letting everything go? Are you just out there freeing demons and liches and fairy kings of old? Like everywhere you go? Are you just opening forbidden doors and releasing demons? What is wrong with your team?
Let me just laughs.
You're knocked out. Why do you want to hear it from Ballard? You're knocked out.
You can roll a Constitution save again, Ballard, to wake up.
So okay, so let me put it to you this way, Dwarf.
Yeah, put it to him.
I will burn you, your room, all your learnings, and everything if this information goes past this room. Do you understand me?
I have no desire to leave this room with any of this information. I'm more excited to study and destroy that book than probably even you, elf.
So
before he starts, when I wake up,
there was
15.
Yes. There was a rock stone out in the middle of the woods. I happened to be clearing it off so we could decipher the...
Wait, so there was a music show in the woods and you were stoned?
No. There was just a stone with moss on it. I was clearing the moss off to understand what the symbols on the stone were.
A white stone.
Apparently, yes. So apparently... It was the lock to the Lich's dungeon?
Katie's back.
Oh, let me get her. So wait, where are you from?
Far away.
I gathered that just by your accent, but you don't look like the other elves I've seen. I mean, you have scales on your face. How did you free him?
It's a family trait.
But how would you free this lich? I don't understand. Just touching it a normal elf touching it shouldn't have done anything. Do you have dragon blood in you?
That would be correct.
Oh, good lord. You did free the Lich King, and you freed the Fey King of old. What the flying fuck are you doing out here?
We're working on resolving those issues.
Well, I have to say I'm fascinated, but it's probably best you don't say anything to this sort of severe elven fellow that was in here. And I am honored to meet such blatant people of disregard of any kind of real authority or any locked mechanism to keep arcane bastards away. My name is Gunther. The pleasure is mine to have met you all. This is only my 3rd year here at the Institute, which is why I get such a hard time from the elven fellow who thought he was up next for a seat on the council, but he happens to handle as much necromancy as the next guy. His name is Von Teriak.
Okay.
He's an older elf family. I don't know. Many know his family, but they're a step away from the Yendolian throne, so he's generally has just a sour disposition, as you may have understood, and he finishes red ale and gets another one and looks over and notices that Ballar's awake and kind of starts, he's awake, let's see if we can knock him out again. And he goes over with the flask.
I'm like half cross-eyed between the Icarus root and the alcohol.
Would that name mean anything to me?
Von Teriak?
Yeah.
Roll.
I mean, that's up to
history.
you.
Yeah, roll history.
Well, yeah. I mean, let me rephrase that. It's no point in me rolling history if that name wouldn't have been prevalent where I come from.
Yeah, but
See what
history
I'm
of the
saying?
elves is still, I mean, something you've researched enough to know, like maybe have an idea.
20, dirty 20.
Yeah, no, Dirty 20. So Von Tarek is like third in line to the throne of the elves. Like outside of the actual family of them, he's like a kind of somewhat close cousin to the king of the elves that is actually the same king in 800 years. So
Okay.
he's pretty. I mean, he's essentially not gonna get the throne because elves live for so long. But if like the king and all his ilk, and then his direct brother and all his ilk died, his family line would be up.
Gotcha.
So he's a noble. He's a noble elf, but he is of sour disposition. He's a few hundred years old. So
Okay. Well, and where does my family fall on that line?
it's hard for you to say because you're from elsewhere. But not for Yendel from across the sea. You guys were, top 5 potential lines.
Okay.
Just depending on who you talk to and which historian and which clan.
Okay. So we're in different lines then.
Different royal
Okay.
lineages,
Okay.
yeah. Different family. Like, so this guy's directly blood related. You're a completely different family.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to figure out if he's from the same community as I am. Is what I was getting at.
He's not. He's Yendolian, and because of the distance from the throne, he's a Grenweldian.
Gotcha. Okay. Works for me. So in that case, yeah, I'm not super worried about him then. I just wanted to make sure I shouldn't be bowing.
But you would also know that he's known for kind of being, quote unquote, unworthy to take the throne, just because the Yendolians are kind of a xenophobic side of high elves. They're very elf centric, whereas he is much more open to the other races, the other clans of elves, everything. He's very much more open to that, which is why he's welcome in Grenwell, because he is much more open
with half breeds. I got you.
His family is, but he's also known to be kind of a dick.
All right. Well, with not armed with that knowledge and the book, and apparently a dwarf that wants to ride with us to make the book disappear, I'm good with just chilling now. I'm waiting for Balar to get patched.
Yes, of course, Balar. That's you, Balar. The name seems familiar, right? I seem to remember adventurer named Balar, a human even. Looks somewhat like you, less beard, more druid. Let's see if you can stay awake this time. And he dumps like some more of this on your belly over it, and it sizzles some more. Roll a Constitution save.
It's the magic powder.
15.
You manage to stay awake, and it does sizzle some more. And this every time he does it, the Rubik's Cube goes goddamn bananas inside there. You can feel it like just spinning faster and faster as he like heals the outside of it. It actually feels worse, but like somehow better, if that makes sense. Like, whereas before it was kind of like almost like poisoned feel to it, like seemed like it was infected and like it throbbed and stuff like now. Now it's more of like a sharp pain where like it still hurts, but it doesn't feel like it's like running up your veins towards your heart and like trying to take you out. You know what I mean?
Less achy.
Less achy, more straightforward. Yeah. Okay, so after a little bit of time, Gunther says, yes, you said you needed me to get the human boy. What was his name again?
It was Garland?
Garland Voss.
Garland Rowe.
Garland Rowe, that's right. Garland Rowe, yes. We have a Garland Voss, too. It's a common name in the human days, apparently. Let me send one of the servants to go get him. And he steps out, rings a bell, and a scribe shows up. It looks like probably a human scribe, kind of mid-20s. He whispers something to him, kind of not loud, not quiet. And the human nods and then scurries off to do the bidding of one of the council members. And he comes back in. He's like, "So how do you feel? And when do you want to take care of this book There's so much going on. I want to study everything. I just want to know it all. And why is this half orc here with the dog? I'm allergic to dogs. And it's filthy.
Glare at him.
You might want to apologize, bud.
I meant no insult. I mean, the dog is fine.
You should still apologize.
I'm sorry, dog. It's not your fault. You're dirty.
No,
I'm just gonna start chuckling to myself.
That's fine.
not like that.
Apology accepted. It's not his fault. He's dirty. It's true.
Four-legged Larry needs all the love, right? Okay. But a little bit of time goes by. You guys kind of go back and forth. He keeps dumping a little bit more fluid on, and now that you've passed a time awake, it doesn't hurt as much. It still stings, but it's not pass out worthy. But it does appear to be working to an extent. Like, it seems like the alcohol in his alcohol, it's like jet fuel alcohol, is cleansing it in a way that magic wasn't, which is interesting. But about 15 minutes goes by, and a meek-looking human, maybe in his late teens, early 20s, shows up. He has kind of like a greasy, almost facial hair thing going on, kind of like Mike, your little brother, was back like when he tried to grow facial hair when he was like younger. Like the kind of shitty stash or whatever that probably looks really good now because he's grown into it as a man. But yeah, he shows up and he looks timidly around, and he seems like he's kind of out of place to even be here. But he sees the dog with Bitch Slap, and he instantly kind of like lights up, and he like kind of, did you call me in here to see the dog? Am I here to see the dog? I didn't do anything wrong. I swear my studies are up to date. I've got top marks. I've got top marks. And he like kind of like eases his way over to the dog, and he like waves his hand over like kind of like this, and says a couple of words, and like sparkles come off his hand and cascade around the dog. And what was once a greasy, mangy mutt now is like a fucking full-on poofy dog as he uses prestidigitation to just clean the shit out of the dog. And now he's got like hair dryer dog hair.
Nice. I need that.
And he smells like roses. Yeah, you're greasy as shit with all the mucus around you.
There's fucking mucus all over. I'm like a walking. Yeah.
You're a walking slime trap.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. So yeah, so that's fine. So he comes in. He says, "So what am I here for?" Garen does.
I'll give him the rundown so I don't repeat it the third time.
Okay. Well, all these guys are interested in what's going on. After you give the rundown again to him, he's like, "Interesting. That's my uncle. Do you have the notebook? Did you finish the journaling?" He asked.
I hand it, and when he looks at it, it's got literally 2 entries in it. The first one is, "Painkillers are fucking awesome, but man, my stomach still fucking hurts." And the second entry is, "Drugs good. Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs at home."
Interesting take. And if you need to do drugs, guys, just go ahead and do them. Just do them responsibly. All right, let's be real. Sometimes drugs are necessary.
Don't do drugs at home.
Do them as prescribed by your doctor.
Yeah. That's all I was saying.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Mackey.
Oh, your parents. Anyway.
Make sure you get him from the local druid, Twisted Batibu says, and he's not wrong. Okay. I think I can help. I mean, I've been studying this, healing in divine and arcane healing for some time. It's really been my focus. I guess that's probably why my uncle thought I should have the notebook to study, but it doesn't appear to be complete. I could try a couple things. He stutters.
I'm gonna make sure he's updated on the treatments that the dwarf just gave me, so that he's aware of what just happened.
How long is Balar's hair on his head?
I mean, it's unkept, but it's not like super long.
Like a foot?
Yeah, roughly.
It smells like one, anyways.
So I need your hair.
Before we do that, is there any way that I can do detect thoughts, even though it's technically on me, to see what he's really willing to do, or if he's just wasting our time?
No, detect thoughts works on someone else.
Okay.
After Aram's foot comment, I'm gonna use my telekinesis to give him a little like trippy push, try and knock him on his butt.
Oh, calm down. That was out of character. Calm down.
Back to
didn't say
the
out of
telekinetic ass
character.
slaps. Yeah, you didn't cross your fingers, bro. Yeah, your telekinesis butt slap coming back to haunt him again. GG's.
Oh.
Don't mind if I did. Ooh. All right. So you are open to him taking your hair, and you're doing detect thoughts. Detect thoughts are he's running down a list of what it sounds like to you components, and kind of going through some things that you're not super familiar with. He's like elderberry root and mashed up larva, and then I wonder if some of this slime would be good for a compounding agent. He starts to like scrape slime off the ground, put it in like on like a stick, and like he's doing a lot, and he seems to be honestly trying to think of a way to do something, but that something isn't his direct thoughts right now. His thoughts are more components, procedure. Wrap it. If I wrap it in this, and then do that, and then if I have his hair should suffice for something from him, and like I can use that to bind it, and then maybe that'll. And then, what was chapter 6? I should probably study that chapter better. Chapter 6. And he's like, oh yeah, right. Ear of newt. Eye of newt. And he's like, he's honestly sounds like he's a student that should maybe have studied harder, but like is trying really hard to remember all the answers to the test.
Okay, so he's honestly, genuinely trying to
help.
Yeah,
based on his thoughts, it does sound like he's coming up with some kind of something. Okay. If you want to roll an insight check, you could get more about his like actual state. That'd be fine.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that they're not doing it for their purposes, and we're getting it done, for our sake, since we're in a time frame here. Okay, 16.
Yeah, I mean, it seems as if for all intents and purposes, this kid is good-natured and willing, if kind of naive. He doesn't appear. I mean, he literally cleaned Bitch Slap's dog for her just because he thought it was cute. And he's just like, he seems like a good kid. He hasn't stopped petting behind the dog's ears as he's been thinking about stuff. He'd scrape, he'd turn and like pet the dog a little bit and like stick his tongue out at it. Like he's just like excited to be doing stuff, nervous about doing stuff, but also like kind of like, oh, dang it, dog! We never get dogs in here. Like I've been trapped in this damn building with no dogs for so long. I missed my pack. All the dogs.
No, that's cool. I just, with the whole hair thing, there's a lot of things that you can do with hair, so I just want to make sure that
you can braid it, you can shave it into a mohawk, you can go
a mohawk.
Okay, so that sounds good. So yeah, will you allow him to scalp you without hurting you?
He ain't taking the scalp.
Yeah, without scalping you.
He can buzz me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like, so he does take pretty much all your hair. He's not a barber by any means, so you now have patchwork hair, and he manages to get it, but he unravels it and starts to like kind of glump it together with roll it in the ooze on the ground. He's doing a lot. And about an hour goes by, he's doing this, and the whole which time the elf still hasn't returned. By the time he's done, he has a pretty like decent, lengthy, maybe like almost 4-ish foot long, braided, glumped together string or like cord, and he wraps it around in a circle around and ties it off or gunks it off around your like abscessed belly mark where the blump is. He says, "Okay, I think that should meet all the requirements to at least try this. It might hurt and you might have a limp forever, but it'll be gone if this works." There are like inherent risks as well, though. But I assume you want to get this out of you, right?
How bad of a limp are we talking?
I mean, your leg will maybe lose an inch or two.
Oh, go for it. That leg's an inch or two longer than the other one already, anyways.
Oh, not that leg. I was talking about like your actual leg.
Yeah, no, that leg is like an inch.
Oh, okay, perfect. Just want to make sure we're on the same terms here. Same terms.
Yeah, no, not talking about anything dirty there.
Oh no, it's filthy. No. Anyhow, so as he gets this thing in place, the kind of strict-looking or stern elf shows back up, and he again looks around the room and he says, "What What is the meaning of this? Why is this novice here? What is he doing?
Just hold on a second. Ballard, would you like some help with this?
With the elf, yeah, get him out of the way so that
No, not
this
the
guy
elf.
can do
With the pain management of this whole what they're about to do to you.
No, I'm doing all right, and I'd shove another couple leaves into my cheek.
Okay. And then I turn to the elf. They're working on taking care of Ballard. Did you verify the information?
He doesn't seem to want to talk to you even. He's like, it seems like he doesn't like you more than he doesn't like the not elves in the room. But he definitely sighs heavily and he says, yes, it looks as if Black Tome is no more. I watched it for a good hour as what was once a fine city is now nothing but maybe 4 or 5 buildings. It does appear thousands probably died in this earthquake.
It wasn't an earthquake.
What do you mean?
It was the hands. It was done by the hands of the Lich and his cronies.
You're sure?
100%.
I saw it in my ball.
What? Why is the what half orc? What are you speaking of? Your ball?
I got a crystal ball. I saw it in there.
You are a magic user?
No.
He just seems frustrated.
Look,
I'm gonna dig through the sack and get it out and show it to him.
The point is you verified, so you know we're telling you the truth.
I know that you're telling me some truths.
No,
nice, Mackie.
We're telling you the whole truth. You just verified part of it. That's all.
Fair assumption, but that doesn't. How do we know you didn't cause it then? If it wasn't an earthquake, how do we know anything? Like, yes. Filthy and Smacky say hi to all you guys.
Hydrate.
Oh, shit. We have to hydrate.
And stretch.
And stretch. And hydrate. Oh, God. Hey there, Eagle. Oh, my God.
Oh, good stretch. Lots of pops. I like it.
Grady said hi. Ah.
Okay.
I don't have a drink, you guys. I'm a bad person.
So yeah, now that you've at least verified that much,
Mother's milk.
That should be enough for you to at least entertain the conversation we're having here.
Yes, I can entertain it, much as it seems odd. Why
right.
would the Lich destroy Black Tome?
Because that's where we were.
So the Lich was after you lot. For what reason?
We unleashed him and we defeated him. Unfortunately, he had phylacteries strewn out about the world that kept him from complete annihilation.
So you're telling me that you are essentially responsible for the death of thousands?
No, we are essentially the cause of letting the Lich free. What the Lich did on his own is his accord, not ours.
Agree to disagree.
He could have easily have just focused all of his energy on us, not the town of Blacktome.
Well, he didn't.
Right. So we're looking to finish what we started and make him go away permanently.
Very well. Well, I see no reason to hinder the process. It looks like this novice is mid something, if disgusting, and there's an orc with a dog, and this is such a strange day. I have a headache. You said where were you last? You were in Black Tome, and you came in. Why did he follow you to Black Tome, or what were you doing? How did he know you were in Black Tome?
That part I'm not 100% sure. I can tell you that we originated in Jubilee, and just like the means of getting here through the teleportation circle, we used a teleportation circle to get from Jubilee to Black Tome, thinking that we could catch our breath, regroup, decipher what our next steps were, and we managed to get a rest in. Woke up the next morning, and we were surrounded by more dead and a portal. The Lich's minions were coming out of. We managed to push them back, but not before they did the damage to Black Tome Keep.
Interesting. Interesting indeed. So, have you destroyed any of the Lich's phylacteries?
Yes.
The human boy that is working on Balar tightens it up, and he starts to write on your black baby bump on your belly there. Writing like arcane scribbles.
I'm just grinning and bearing.
Okay. Knowledge Arcana, Mike, and anybody who has Arcana as a skill.
$21.
You can't make it all out. It's not all done, and he's partially way through it. But what you are pretty sure of is that he's creating some kind of like banishment spell, like a localized and centered banishment spell on the baby bump itself.
Okay.
So it does appear
That's
like
great.
he is doing something along the lines of what would maybe do what needs done.
Okay. I can let that go and not say anything because I feel confident.
You don't have to say anything. All right. The elf kind of stamps his foot a little bit more, looks around. Gunther approaches you again and looks at the elf. Says, I think we have this under control, elf. You can Varentik, you can go about your day, and if I need you, I can summon you. And you don't even have to roll insight checks to see this, like, royally, pun intended, pisses the elf off. Like, the fact that he was just dismissed is something that is like a complete and total affront to his happiness. So he's just like, God, fucking dwarfs, like, he doesn't say it. He doesn't show that much, but you can see, like, the color, little color he had leaves his face, and then he gets, like, flushed in the cheeks. And you can tell he's trying to hide it. Like, he's not trying to, like, show that he's physically pissed about this, but it definitely does not please him to be told what to do by anyone, let alone Gunther. For some reason, he holds a bit of a hatred towards, potentially, and he kind of turns curtly and walks away out the room and says, "If you need me, you know where I'll be," and he leaves. And then Gunther says, "Okay, the phylactery. You did destroy one, you said."
Couple.
2.
How many do we think there are?
3.
So you think there's only one left?
Pretty sure, yeah.
But then
And
you
I
still
think
have
it's
to.
one of the things I had. Because there is that one time when I pulled something out of the bag and then a bunch of undead popped up. And it hasn't happened since. But I might be wrong. I have no way of knowing.
All I can say 100% is I remember the number 3 for phylacteries.
Okay.
And I know we destroyed 3 different items when we did the ritual, and I know one was 100% sure, one had no clue whatsoever, and then the other one, I think, either was a 50-50 shot or it was one of the other phylacteries. I can't remember about the third one.
I think the 50-50 shot item was that dagger that Zenevie used to have.
Yeah, we did the dagger. We did something.
He had a piece of jewelry.
Yeah.
And then there's something else I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we needed to hunt down that last one for sure. That much I remember. Which I'm pretty sure is the book currently in my hands.
Well, it could be a number of things. I see quite a few evil-looking things on the ground around the human here. We could just destroy them all to be safe, and then you'd still have the Lich to contend with if his phylacteries are indeed destroyed. And he's back. You would still need to destroy his final form, essentially.
You killed that bitch once. I'll do it again. Let's go.
I like the gusto. Are you coming along, boy? How's it coming along? He says, I'm almost there.
No! Do not kill the bellies! That's my baby! My brains, my heads, my body, leave it where it is.
Xyarlathingol says to Nina.
And I will mention to the dwarf that in one of the books that Balar is carrying should be the ritual for destroying phylacteries.
Ah, very good. Well, we'll see to that here as soon as the boy is done, hopefully purging this Balar of his belly.
I mean, if we can start prepping in the meantime while he's...
I lagged out there. Did you say something about the ritual, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've still got the ritual.
Yeah, I told the dwarf that the ritual information should be in one of the books that you had.
Yeah, I got it. I got it on my notes here.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So that being said, then he's susceptible. He's into that. He feels like that's a good plan. He says, first and foremost, let's take care of this belly, and then setting up of the ritual and everything won't matter much until we'll have to do that all this evening anyway. So let's take care of. I don't have hydrate. Smacky, thank you for redeeming hydrate, but I don't have water on me. Everybody else that can drink, please do drink for me even. I don't have a cup in front of me. I'm not getting up right now. But I'll double drink after. There you go. Thank you. He drank double drink shots. I should do one that says shots, and I'll have to get hammered every time I play games. Hey, okay. Better get a beer. I don't have any beer. I had all the beers tonight. So that's fine. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna do some casting of some spells on you there. Let's see how it flies. Okay, he does pretty good at first. He starts to kind of chant over it. It glows. He stammers over some words. It stops glowing. He comes back, does it again, does it a little stronger. Same words again. It glows really nice. It starts to burn, and then it fades down. Let's see. Then it fades down. You're gonna make me hydrate again. She's trying to get you guys drunk. Is what's going on.
I'm drinking tea, so
spilled the tea. That's hilarious. Okay, and then after he does it a few times, after the last and final time, he rolls a nat 1, and the smudge together.
Okay, wait.
Now Midwest is hydrating, you guys. Pam's like, I gotta go get more shots. Jacob, you're gonna have a pretty drunk Pam on your hands based on these guys.
I'll lock myself in the office for the night. It's all good.
She's an angry drunk, he says. Lock the door. She's coming for me. It's not actually a tiefling, you know. That's too funny. Let's see. Okay. So the clumped together hair and stuff that he tried to use to bind the circle using something of you and something of it basically disintegrates, and the bulge moves and bops around a bit, but doesn't actually go anywhere. It still burns some. It is somewhat more pink than blackened than it was due to probably mostly to the dwarven spirits that were dumped on it. Yeah, so it didn't appear to work to get his belly ridded of this monstrosity at this time.
Grab him by the collar and pull him in real close and be like, do it again.
I don't have any more hair. I need something of your physicalness to bind the circle.
I'm going to reach down my pants and rip out a handful of pubes and give it to him. Do it again.
All right, I hate it, but I'm going to allow it. I hate it a bunch, but I'm going to allow it.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
And I took, we'll say, 2 damage for ripping out.
Not just pubes, bloody pubes.
Oh, God.
That's awful. Thanks for that. Thanks for that image for everybody too, you fuckers. Very well. So he reaches down there. He formulates the circle again. He uses some more slime to stick it together. This time it looks like a pube picket fence around the belly. He casts a spell again. Let's see how he does. And the spell is very complicated. So he does. The first time it stutters a bit. He's not doing really well, and it disintegrates again. I roll another 1.
Jesus Christ. Somebody shave my back.
Bitch slap, you probably have the sharpest tool.
How do we?
I probably do. Get my big old sword out and just do one nice big pass.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. get bitch slap involved any way we can.
Like, assist him in any way? You know magic stuff. You might not know this, but like, can you?
Do you have banishment spell, Mike?
No.
So yeah.
No, but I got a scroll of catnap. I can put Ballard to sleep.
I don't know if that's gonna help. You know what? All the hydrating made me very thirsty. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go grab some water.
I mean, bitch slap could possibly use the hilt of one of her weapons and just knock him the fuck out.
Why are we knocking him out?
So he quits. Yeah, right.
Oh, so he shuts up.
Because the best patient is a passed out patient.
Exactly.
Take that from an EMT.
That is true.
Intubated and sedated. Those are the best types.
Oh God.
That was good. Thanks for that, guys. I drank it all. Not all of it. Some. All right. So shaved back remakes the slime. Luckily, you slimed the entire room so good, Nina. So that's good that you slimed up really nice. So he gathers some slime, and Finkel this whole time is beating against your chest cavity, trying he keeps sticking his fingers out and trying to pry apart your empty chest cavity where he's housed, and he just
Let me out! Don't get rid of my brother! He's my brother! You already fucked this up one time, Balar! Our agreement said you'd let me ride to the Book of Doom along with you.
He doesn't know my name. I'm Firebear.
Oh, Firebear! Thank you for the correction.
Firebear, you promised! You brought me with you, I got you out!
Shut up! And she keeps
punching her chest.
Punches her chest, my chest. Firebear! Nina, no! Nina, stop him!
Make a wisdom save, Nina.
God. La 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 la.
Do you have a teleport spell, Mike?
I mean, I have my teleportation circle.
You have that
Or I
spell
got
prepared still?
Or I got far step.
Yeah, you can help. Roll an Arcana check. Allow you to help. You can pick up some of the pieces, and you guys can power it up. It'll give him advantage. Oof.
12.
It gives you advantage too, though. So you can roll another one.
Oh, gotcha.
All right.
13.
So third time casting's the charm. So he starts casting the same spell this time after a couple of trials and figuring it all out. He manages to get the spell off. The back hair fence of destiny and stuck in all the slime of Nina's essence or whatever. Yeah, something or other. It burns like flying hell, and it does in fact eat away your side and part of your hip, and you end up missing this chunk of flesh. But there is no sore. There is no lump. There is no black line. There is no Rubik's Cube. There is only pain from the wound that just was essentially they seared off a chunk of you and they sent it somewhere else.
Yummy.
So you're in lots of pain, and you're at half movement, but you're alive. And it's Dungeons and Dragons, so 8 hours later, you're just 100% fine, right? Okay. I think it worked, he says. I'm pretty sure that'll do it. I mean, we might have really caused a lot of havoc where we sent him, especially if we got it out. But like, I think it worked. You might have like doppelgangers now. It just kind of maybe sort of depends. But I've never done this before, so I'm not 100% sure. But I'm hoping for the best.
Like with everything else, we'll deal with the consequences later. As long as I'm good now.
Yeah, and you do. I mean, you feel better if drunk and in pain.
I've been drunk before. I can handle that.
Double up on your root, buddy. Double up on your root.
I mean, I just triple dosed over the last 30 minutes, so.
Don't do drugs at home, kids.
That's
Well,
hilarious.
you do the drugs at home. You don't do them while you're walking down Main Street.
You don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Bad for you.
Just not down Main Street. Oh my God. Yeah, don't do drugs. They're bad. Okay.
Don't do drugs.
And now the little human boy says, "Was that all? Headmaster? Or not headmaster, but council member? Is that all for you, Sir Gunther?" And he's like, "Yeah, go back to your studies, boy. You've done well. Come and see me later. You're not needed at this time. What you've accomplished what you've come to accomplish. I think it sounded fine to me. Not much for banishment myself."
Once the kid's gone, I'm going to look back to the dwarf, be like, should really put like a letter of commendation in that kid's file.
Yeah.
For not knowing what he was doing and it only taken him 3 tries, not bad.
Not gonna lie, he's kind of a C student. He was close to being expelled. This might have kept him in school just a little longer.
Okay, so maybe not a letter of commendation. How about just an attaboy letter?
We'll give him a good game for sure. Maybe a little attaboy. He can. We'll let him stay. He obviously has talent. He just needs a little extra attention. Okay. So he leaves. You guys are good. Now you're all just there with Gunther, and he says, "Okay, so we're gonna have to go to the Temple District for this. However, as these things were transpiring, I realized exactly who you lot are, and it's best if you're not seen in the city per se."
Like, at all?
Okay.
I'm not very political myself, but there may or may not be some parties.
I just whispered we performed an assassination here to Pam, and she looks at me and goes, "So?"
She's like, "Are they going to be able to stop us?" No,
Right.
no, they're not. Not particularly. But no. So he says it's probably just best if I'm not seen with you at my position here. I wouldn't say is tedious, but it is. I am relatively new to the position, and though I'm not political, some of my position requires some finesse.
Well, this is a learning institute. Do you have some like potions of disguise self laying around that we could purchase off you, and then you?
I don't think we need all that, Bilar.
And he reaches behind his desk and he pulls out a Holocaust cloak. He goes around the corner and he wheels out a wheelbarrow. And he says, "Well, we have these to start."
The thing is
he doesn't do
the
that,
only
but he could have.
the only people they're looking for are me and Bitch Slap, and me and Bitch Slap no longer look like we used to.
Yeah.
Remember, Bitch Slap is currently, what was it, 10, 15 years younger? Because of the water?
Rejuvenation water, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the pictures they had of you guys were stick pictures, basically. Like, they weren't super accurate
Right.
in the
Yeah,
first place.
and I came into the city and talked to the dwarves running all that, and I think we determined it was fine.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm just...
But if
You
this
fit-
guy just recognized us and said, "Yeah, no,"
I don't know that I necessarily recognized you. He says as you guys are discussing it. It's like, but I mean, a half-orc and a scaly elf. Not too many carry swords of that nature and look like she does, and not too many elves I see have the scaled complexion of this one here. Not to say that you'd be noticed by anyone, but it's just safer to travel discreetly, especially because if you were to get caught and we were not to stop this lich from wreaking havoc, chasing you down, I'd hate to see Summerside suffer the same fate as Blacktome Keep.
Well, help us get this phylactery taken care of so we can get out of town quicker and keep everything intact. How about that?
Grandma? Yeah, no, absolutely. We can do it as soon as the sun goes down. Maybe I'll have one of the servants take you to a chambers where you can put on... Oh, did I lose them or did they go on purpose?
Looks like...
I just lost them. Here they come.
They're back.
Yeah, I got them. Okay, so he'll say, why don't you follow one of the servants to some quarters, and I'll have them bring you robes, and you can dress in, throw some novice robes over your gear and things, and wrap your items so that they're not quite as apparent, and we will head to the temple district here as soon as the sun is about to set.
Sounds good.
Okay. Awesome. So he does that. The same kind of scraggly-faced human comes by, scoops you guys up, and leads you off to off to the quarters or whatever, and then he brings you a bunch of robes to wear and throw it with hoods, and you guys are able to wrap your weapons or whatever you want to wrap with like other cloths and things.
How much time is this going to take?
Well, it's like basically noon now, so you've got about 6-7 hours.
Okay. So, can we get, like, a short rest in?
If you tell him you want to wait 8 hours, I'd allow for a long rest, even. You have to tell him.
I mean...
I'm good with just a short rest.
Well, I mean, all I need is a short rest. I'm an elf. But I mean, yeah, if that fits into his time schedule to give us 8 hours worth of rest time, then yeah, for sure. I'll ask him if...
Yeah, I mean, we just gotta... I mean, it'd be a little bit later, but I'm sure we can make it work.
I mean, if we gotta wait anyways, but if we extend it just a couple extra hours, we can be at full capacity when we're ready to go, because we're still... Like, I'm missing some spell slots from the battle we had before we left, and the teleportation circle, and I don't know if anybody's been injured, but... want to make sure everybody's... Because the last time we destroyed some phylacteries, shit went sideways.
Right.
And we weren't ready for it, and almost fucking died. Almost had a TKO there, so...
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, no, that sounds good. Let's prepare ourselves. Think about what you need. Rest yourselves up as you've been traveling some. And then go ahead and I'll come and find you in the chamber, and you're all in the same chamber. He just puts you guys in like one room to hang out in. Says maybe don't wander too far, and I will need to hold on to that. And he takes the book if you allow it. I mean, he's gonna try and take it, and then if you allow
it. You really want to hold on to this?
Well, I mean, I saw the type of person you truly are underneath all those scales when you tried to stick it in your pouch without asking, so I just feel like maybe it's best if I hold on to it.
The reason why I was going to stick it in my pouch was because I was making sure that it got taken care of.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
So we are long resting?
Yeah, I did it. I did it for you. Long rest happens. You guys all, is there anything that you guys are wanting to do in between here now, then, what, and whenever?
Just the rest.
I'm just redoing my spells, so.
Okay. Yeah, fix them all up. Keep in mind that it's going to be for... it's going to be, whatever we're going to be getting into here soon, so.
Okay.
What's all this shit? I don't understand. Okay, no big deal. Alright, so the time goes by. You guys manage to get that rest in. He comes, he finds you guys as the sun is just now setting. He says, come with me. We have to go to, the temple of Bambara to see what we can come across. I I sent word ahead that we would be coming. They prepared, they prepared an altar for us to do the rites on, and we will have to see how this goes. And I would say bring all the things, like all the things that could be the phylactery. We're gonna just destroy all of it. As much as it saddens me to destroy anything of such arcane works, that if the book has to be destroyed, it has to be destroyed.
All right. Well, as long as he's in full agreement and not going to fight over it, I'm happy with that.
I mean, he's not happy, but you can tell he's like not wanting to get rid of this book because it's obviously an old book, even if it is written on the the flesh and guts of humans and humanoids. It's still a piece of literature that was written with powerful arcane spells on it.
Yeah, but at the same time, we know that it was created by the hands of the Lich. At this point, I'm ready to go back to the cave that we found him in and just burn that place down too. Just saying.
Just for funsies. Maybe fill up It Slaps flask a couple more times.
Right.
Just to be safe,
And then just fireball the whole goddamn place over and over again until nothing's left. Yeah.
I do know. Okay. You guys get to the Temple of Bambara. Bambara is the goddess of the sea. It is
I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, we'll just wait to hear the entire time, Mike. Hate to describe something in detail for you to not be there for it. Just saying. When the bladder calls, am I right? Come on, bro. Ice cream cut numbers, eyes, numbers, and laughy faces. What a do, filthy? What a do? Well, I don't know. Let's see if that. Hey, I can hydrate this time. Hey, thanks for the. They're spending Nerd Force on stuff besides butt goblins, you guys. Jacob's not getting drunk with you, Pam. He said try best.
That's my trick. I'm always drunk.
Yeah. Not butt goblins. I started a followers goal too. We need 12 more. Who said butt goblins? Well, just so we're clear there, Twisted Taboo, butt goblins are party helpers now. They attack enemies of the party, so I've nipped that in the bud. Not the butt, as some people think it's supposed to be. But it'd be funnier if it was. Oh my god, not hydrate again. This water's getting me so happy drunk. Alright, so yeah, the Sea Temple of Bambara is actually butted up right against the farthest reach of the temple district closest to the sea. And let me go ahead and go over to there. That is going to be the Bambara Temple. You guys can see it if you guys go on your map. Hey, motherfucker! I don't know if it comes through yet when you do the hello, motherfucker. Did you guys hear it on the stream? Does the hello, motherfucker come through?
No.
The sound alert doesn't work?
I didn't hear it.
I'm not sure. I mean, it used to do it. Let me click on this and see. Open dashboard. Try it again, Smacky. Give me a second. This is a browser source. Mike's back. Hi, Mike. We're just waiting on you.
Yeah, I'm here. Were you really? I'm sorry.
No, bro.
I had to use the restroom. I didn't have much of a choice.
No, you're good. No, it happens, right? All right, Smacky. If you, I don't know if you have it. Try it. You could try and do this hello motherfucker again and see if it plays. Whenever you have time. Because I think I fixed it. All right, cool. So yeah, the Temple of Bambara is the temple I marked in yellow there. It is the one closest to the sea, to the coast. It is predominantly made. It's like a giant sand castle, which is kind of cool. There is a pool of water, of salt water in the center, that has a shell like made altar on it. Do we lose Bilar, or is he with you, Pam?
He's not here yet. He'll be back in a minute. He's
Okay,
having
no, that's fine.
computer issues.
No, that's fine. I can always. Okay. I should work now. I just tested it, and it seemed like it should be set up now. Oop, oop. I don't know how to stop it. Are you guys hearing that stuff or no?
No.
No.
I definitely am. I clicked a bunch of times, so bear with me. I'm so sorry. It's like making my noises all the way through my head. It's like going crazy.
Just right now, or like all the time?
Yeah. No, it's like it intermittently tests the sound, and it like blows up my ears because I clicked it because it wasn't going, and I clicked it like 4 times, and I think it's done now.
So, just so you're aware, I refunded Mackey's points for that motherfucker sound because it didn't work.
Oh yeah, try it again, there, Smacky, if you want. She's also a mod. Her Smacky and Filth are both mods too.
Yeah. Well, I went in and I cleared the Nerd Force Redemption list.
Nice. There's Joe.
And yeah, I sent those points back since you apparently are having some issues with it.
Well, because I got the new computer, I didn't realize that the sound thing didn't link, but now it should be good. And I changed the name on my stuff, so maybe that did it too. But I think it should work this time if they do it again. No big deal. Anyway, so you guys see Temple of Bambara, basically a giant, actually, it's probably kicked him again?
His computer is just being funny today.
Well, as a fucking stand-up comedian all of a sudden? Most of this is going to be just chit-chat anyway. You guys can sit in the same room for it if you want. And if I need to, I can clear his character if he has to roll something, and you would just roll it from your computer. It's not the end of the world. Anyhow, so you guys, it's basically a giant sandcastle that's been hardened into a solid sandcastle. And it's just mostly just like one giant tower with, stairs around the edges. It looks out to the sea. There is a salt pool with a shell-clad or shell-made altar coming out of the center of it. There are saltwater fish swimming around the base of the altar, occasionally jumping out. There are multiple sea pirate looking people are kind of milling around. Obviously sailors and the like that maybe are just paying their respects to Bambara, the goddess of the sea. She is, a tempest type lady. She definitely has an attitude, so they, are definitely trying to stay on her good side by donating and stopping by to pay respects when they hit land. But you come in and there is what appears to you, Mike, you're pretty sure it's a wood elf. Everybody else is not 100% sure. It's just another elf to them, probably. But this wood elf with brown hair, brown eyes, darker skin than you. She is clad in what appears to be like a silk sash of sorts, and dressed well. She welcomes you to the Temple of Bambara. She says, "Welcome to the temple. I have been expecting you to come, and it's come to my attention that it is time that we rid the world of a great evil, and that you have brought such evil to our doorstep to be purged by the sea, the strongest of the gods. Is that correct?"
Yes.
"And you come forth of your own volition to be cleansed by the sea as well?"
Yep.
Perfect. Remove your clothing, all of you. Please strip down and enter the pool of Bambara to be cleansed.
All right.
It's just like, fuck it, yes!
If anybody has a moment of like, and looks around, by the time you pass your glance over to Blar, he's already butt naked. He's like, I'm free.
I love it. I love that Bitch Slap and Blar are both just like, naked! This
And
is
I'm
how we're meant
totally
to be!
looking like a head-shaved Austin Powers, just like all party in the front, nothing going on anywhere else.
The turtle poking out. God, even the bush is gone though. Like the 70s porn bush is gone. So awful, so sad. It's all bumpy. All right. Oh no, you had an 8-hour rest. It's totally healed over. You're fine now. Everything's great.
Oh, yeah.
Except for the limp, the permanent limp.
Yeah, I'll live.
But you're not at half speed anymore now that you've healed enough and had the rest and kind of put the salve on it and everything. But yeah, so she bids you please enter into the salted waters of Bambara, the goddess of the sea, and she shall cleanse all of you, and then we shall place the cursed items on the altar to rid the world of them as well. And
Sure.
Does anybody not get naked?
I can only do so much. I'm like a slob looking.
Yeah, I mean you can remove your outer garments and things though. I mean just your body itself is kind of a mess.
You sure?
Great.
You sure her clothes ain't holding her together?
No, pretty sure the
Her
layer of
arm-
mucus-
Her left arm starts sliding down a little bit after she takes her shirt off or something, you know?
Looking like a fucking zombie at this fucking point. Like, it's like the evil version of
Yeah.
the elastic
Nina.
people. What is it?
Nina, slide your shoulder back up, hon. Slide your shoulder back up.
Oh, sorry. I didn't say remove your body parts, just your clothing. Right. So, you guys all stripped down. You're all basically sitting crisscross applesauce inside this saltwater pool. The saltwater like eels. You find out there's eels and fish in there. The eels kind of scrape against you. The water soothes you. It feels good to you. Garlifinkel quiets down for the first time since he's been inside you as he sits surrounded by the salt water.
As soon as I see the eels, Aram's putting his hands over his crotch. Just, you know.
Protection's sake.
They're eels! The fuck?
I mean, I'd be worried, but maybe not about your crotch. You know what I mean? The
I'm an
hamster
elf.
syndrome.
I'm an elf. I can deal with that.
Oh God, the only pleasure center in an elf, you know. So all right.
Pictures. Thank you guys.
All right, so but the calmness of the sea washes over you as you sit in the Bombarian Temple's saltwater altar, and it's clean, it's nice, it's wonderful, and all of you feel like a relaxation that you've not felt in a long time. The tremuliousness of your soul and your brains all slows down with the rhythmic beating of the waves of the sea. You hear kind of cascading. Yeah, so I'm not sure what just happened, but it totally booted me out. Mike, hang on, I'm bringing you back. Say something, Mike.
Hey, I'm Mike.
Alright, you're back. Okay, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. Apparently, all the issues. And just towards the end here, too, which is super weird, but we're going to pay him back next. Alright, I got everybody back. My Fantasy Grounds is loading. Whether that's necessary or not, the viewers are still there and everything. I don't know. Like, it just like crashed on me. Like,
Yeah, I was going to say Twitch did not cut out, but the feed did.
Okay. Yeah, super weird, man. I don't know what that was about, to be honest. So yeah, I'll just do this, do that. This. Okay. Welcome back. Midwest, if you can, try and see if either you or Mackie can do a quick Hello, motherfucker, again. Just at your own behest. That'd be cool. But anyhow, so you guys, the calmness of the ocean, I don't know where we left off. The calmness of the ocean washes over you. You feel calmer and better than you've ever felt in quite some time as the, tumultuous nature of the world has been around you, whether it's, the cacophony of the city, the noise of the wild as, 3-armed trolls and things attack you guys, etc. But this sea temple where you're now sitting in your natural clothing and everything is going just great, and you guys, the dwarf Gunther brings the items, sets them all on the altar, and like 6 more probably priests of different, there's a human, an elf, a dwarf, there's a green-skinned elf that Mike, you don't recognize. Aram doesn't really recognize the lineage, but a green-skinned elf. It almost looks like, whereas you have scales, it too has scales, but it's almost like it's like a fishy type scale to its skin. Comes out as well. They all hold hands around the altar and they start to chant. And it's in some kind of, it's not an arcane language. You're not hearing an arcane language. It's a prayer in maybe a specifically divine language to Bambara, the goddess of the sea. But as they chant, the water itself doesn't start to boil, but it does start to bubble. And it's almost like your skin is getting like the feeling of peroxide minus the sting. It's got it starts to bubble as well, and the cleansingness feels really good. The things on the altar start to essentially steam and start to kind of almost scream. You can feel and hear the pain of these things being destroyed. And then after about an hour of this, all of the items on the altar all but explode. They kind of melt away and are gone. And then you hear a loud, angry, and coming through the temple walls are 3 banshees, as well as a few other things that happen, including some of the bystanders who are not the priests start to convulse and shake, and their bodies start to twist and contort, and then, just like Zarlafinkel comes out of the chest of Pam, the very skeletons of these beings rips the skin off their own forms and drops their flesh coverings and stand before you, pulling whatever weapon was on the once live body towards themselves, and you're surrounded by a slew of skeletons, as well as 3 banshees, and it sounds like more undead monsters are coming your way. Roll for initiative.
I can't. My fantasy grounds is not responding.
That's all right. I can do it for you, and then we're not going to do it tonight anyway. It's 10:00. I was just going to set it all up, and then next time we're going to have a very fucking painful battle with a horde of undead and possibly the Lich right here in Bambara's temple. So,
and none of us are wearing any armor.
Yeah, you guys
That's
are butt
beautiful.
naked.
Sounds great.
I'm here for it.
Get naked and fighting.
I mean, your weapons are right there. And I don't think that Bitslap typically wears much armor anyhow, so...
Aram's got his wand. It's okay.
Let's see. Jacob, were you able to do yours? You were. Zenithia is not here. Okay. All right, cool. But yeah, I think that is where we will stop the actual stream and the D&D for the night, unless you guys have anything you want to add real quick. I am going to raid someone from here, so if you guys don't mind that are sticking around, stick around and raid with me, just because we'll go see somebody else's stream, see what they're doing. We can, if you want to put in the chat what you'd like to see, we can do like a D&D stream, we can do a Fortnite stream, we can do whatever I see is around. We can go raid one of them and just kind of see what else they're doing. There's a couple of things going on.
As long as it's somebody that you're supporting anyways, yeah, I'm good. Whatever.
Yeah, no, there's a couple on here that I wouldn't mind going to see, so... yeah, but happy gaming, guys. I know that was lots of just chitty chattiness, but we moved our way along. We destroyed what we think was the Lich's things, and we did summon at least an army of undead to fight you here. powerfully so. The fact that he was able to murder 10 people with their own skeletons is pretty cool and pretty bad all at once. The fact that they essentially pulled their skin off to be dead for him is kind of scary. Maybe sent that calm seedness to the shivers of your spine. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go to another Dungeons and Dragons, guys. Dungeons and Dragons night. He's got 44 people watching. His name is Captain Robear. I'll have 7 more seconds here, and we'll be able to rate him. But Captain Robear, he's a Dungeons and Dragons streamer. He streams quite a bit. He does quite a bit of Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but he also does do like reruns of his stuff too. So even when he's not live, he's got reruns of stuff you can catch up and watch, which is pretty neat. I haven't set mine up to do that, but he's doing it. We'll head over there right now and see what he says. And we're going. Hey, it's gonna. Let's see.
Mine says sad, just says refuse to connect.
Aw.
All the issues, man.
I guess we won't raid him. We're gonna raid Fortnite. Are you guys ready to watch some Fortnite? Let's go! This guy's awesome too.
I'm looking at it.
Oh
yeah, it took me there.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
I guess it's just my computer then. Mert.
Oh, well then we're going here. Start raiding.
Mert.
I guess you have to like go. You have to click the raid 2 or whatever. I'm not super refreshed on it, but let's see what happens. For certain audiences. Huh.
Since you raided with a party of 1, bro.
That's weird that it happened though. It says 1 viewer ready to raid. Except we have 6. But I can't even hear him. So.
I could once I unmuted him, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's about that time for me anyway, so.
Yeah, you're good. Their setup is different a little bit. I think they're using maybe Foundry?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
It's a pretty healthy amount of damage. I guess I don't know how raiding even fucking works because it didn't even work.
I've started doing that on my Friday streams, and you literally just click raid and then type in and click whoever you're going to raid, and then it gives you the 10-second countdown or whatever, and click it, and that's it.
Yeah, no, same. I thought so too. But I don't know, it didn't work, and maybe I clicked away from it too soon.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that was a productive session.
Yeah, we got places for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing.
I'm a bounce. I'll see y'all next week.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys Friday, I think.
Have fun. I like that they all have drinks in hand. Ready to... I don't hate that at all. They have cool. It's just along the bottom. How is it 3, 3, 4, 5, 6? There's just 5. It says he's live. Dope, dope, dope. I'm not sure why the raid isn't working. I like raided this dude for on Twitch, but I don't understand like why it didn't go through. Like it just said I raided with one person, and like his chat doesn't even show that I raided. They barely even notice we're here. So I'm wondering if like.
Are you gonna cancel the case of the Wednesdays and relabel it for Fortnite?
What you want to play tonight? You mean? Oh, I gotta stream that through the PlayStation, so I'm gonna turn it off.
That's what I was asking. Do you have to cancel it and switch over?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now. I don't even know, like, hi, if you guys can still see me, I'm right here raiding. I don't know if you can still see me because I am Twitch stupid.
It says raid canceled on the chat.
Oh, well, I raided at some point. I don't know. Can you see me on there still?